hamburger juice. It's your boy, Smoke Screenless Pride.
Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you, fam. Now, we're going to take off the Jesus hat, put it to the side, and BAM! Alright, fam, I gave you a little glimpse of this yesterday when I did the video on Slaughter in the 2-pack, and I showed you that, Mercer, the reason why I didn't do a 2-pack with Mercer, because I had this setup right here where he tried to sneak back into Cobra, get some information, but he got caught. So anyway, yeah, this is just not all my Vipers, but some of the different Vipers that you take a look. And again, Serpentor is up here offering 100 G's for whoever takes Mercer out. And again, these are not all my Vipers, but some of them. And yeah, they got him in here, giving him some business, whipping him around. I got a PP Viper up here with a bat, about to let him have it as well. One up here watching, got his hand on his pistol, ready to let him go. One giving him that slap while the other two holding him. So yeah, Mercer thought he was going to get him some intel and got a little bit more than he bargained for. But the good thing about it is, here we got Slaughter and his crew coming to save Mercer. So yeah, things looking a little bit better for him. Yeah, I really like this shot right here, showing the different troopers, the regular troopers, the PP troopers, Crimson troopers, the Cobra Island, not troopers but Vipers, the Cobra Island ones, and then the retro ones, and then the ones from the 3-pack. So there's a bunch of different sets of Vipers out here. Again, I was saying troopers, but I meant Vipers. And again, I really like that I was able to get a hold of this 2-pack. It's a WWE 2-pack with R-Truth and Dirty Dom, and they came with 2 stacks. Both of them were 2 stacks of this right here. So I really like how that money. I was looking how Serpentor was flashing that bread. I have another one as well, and I just like this scene right here that Mercer got caught betraying Cobra, and kind of going to pay the price. And so you can see both sets. This is how it looks. So both sets of cash. Again, it will look great. The WWE figures were very basic, but again, I just really wanted this cash the way it looked. So whenever Slaughter and his guys bust in, so Serpentor is going to raise it. He's going to forget about Mercer and say 200,000 for whoever brings him Slaughter's head. Anyway, let's get back to Mercer and let's do this review, fam. Alright, fam, so first thing, we're hitting you with a little slow motion. And Mercer looks great. Again, this is the same blast effect that I used for Slaughter. And it fits in well. Again, it came from the Valkyrie, the 2 parts where you can connect. Checking him out, you can see where he has a lot of similarities to the other Vipers. Again, he was a Viper. You can see the 2, well, you can see one of the weapons he has, one of the rifles he has in his hand. There's another one on the ground. You see he has 2 fisted hands. It's strange because those fisted hands don't have gloves on them. I don't know why they didn't put gloves on them. Then he has a handgun with a silencer, has a knife, backpack. Again, the designs on him look good. He has a couple of tattoos on him, and again, the design is very close. Oh, he also has a sheath at the bottom of around his leg. Again, at the top of the boot. So coming back around to the front, baby. So this is a nice fig. One thing I will say is I had to really heat this guy up, especially in the elbows, because both of these, they did not want to separate. So at first I couldn't even get this right here. I couldn't even get that pose. It was just very hard. I had to keep heating it up with that hair dryer for it to work. But again, his vest looks good. You can see the cross out of the Cobra insignia, buckles, everything. A nice fig. There is the sheath down there, And you can see that it's very similar to the other Vipers. Very, very similar. And yeah, fam, this is a great addition. Now, all the posability it's the same, fam. We know it's the same. So really what I'm going to do is just show you the weapons and then do comparisons and put, his gear on. Not going through none of that poses. By now, if you collect and classify, you know how this goes. Here's a better look at his weapon right here. This rifle looks good. It's got some design work in there. Then you have this one right here. You can pop the magazine from this one, slide it back in. Again, looks nice. Got his handgun right here. Have the silencer. Put that in. Good to go. Does fit as well. Alright, so one thing I did notice yesterday with these glasses, these shades, whatever you want to call it, they sit on pretty snug, and they should make all of them like this. It's a lot harder, not flimsy like Slaughter's is, and you can just take it, pop it on that guy. Get the shit on there good. Eyes up there. There you go. It's on there snug. Got that growling face. Face only mother could love right here. Here is the regular face right there. And let's put on these shades. There you go, fam. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Here's the backpack. And there's a lot of detail in the backpack. Looks alright. See some canteens, some other, what is that? There's some other stuff that's strapped in there, 2 canteens, other pouches and whatnot. But for the most part, it looks good, and it's in there pretty good as far as the peg. Peg, I don't know if it's longer, it's been a while, but they definitely got the hole cut right. A lot of times the hole be off on these jackets or the backs to where it has, where the backpack has to actually go through to the body, but I think they got it right this time, and that's how he looks. I'm really not gonna have him with his backpack. It's really just there for whatever. And then he has these 2 fisted hands, which makes no sense to me because he has on gloves. He should have got gloves. I don't know why, but I won't be using these guys. So now let's get to some other stuff, fam. So I, like you, was trying to figure out, fam, why is Mercer so short compared to Slaughter? Why is he so short? But it wasn't really that Mercer is so short, fam. What it is that this Slaughter right here is bigger than the other Slaughters. If you compare this Mercer to the other Slaughters, as I'm going to show you, you'll see where he'd be a little bit closer, and he's actually bigger than I thought he was, meaning Mercer. And so when you compare him to the other Slaughter, which is I call Vacation Slaughter, you can see that the height between them two is not that bad. Of course, Slaughter is bigger, but he doesn't look drastically bigger to this Mercer compared to how this Slaughter, the new Slaughter that he comes with, makes him look. So we know that this Duke, which is the Retro Duke, is taller than a lot of other figs from the classified line, and you can clearly see that Mercer is definitely taller than him. by a decent amount. And this Duke, again, is he's a pretty big fig compared to like the average G.I. Joe figures for classified. And here's the classified breaker, and you can see that Duke is taller than him. Alright, so now we have Mercer and we have a retro Viper. From the pictures that Hasbro had, it looked like Mercer was exactly the same size as these guys, but as you can see, Mercer is a little bit bigger. Even by just looking at the shoulders, you can see right here that this shoulder is higher than this one, and you can tell that this head is higher, going by his hair and whatnot. Then when we turn them this way, yeah, I was like, okay, I thought he was exactly the same height as those guys, but he's actually bigger than I thought. Actually, he's actually bigger than I thought, fam, and I am happy with that, because I always pictured Mercer being a bigger guy, definitely bigger than the average Viper. And then here is that Viper leader from that 3-pack, and again you can see he's taller. They're all basically about the same height, but this zoom in, you can see that Mercer is taller than those guys, and his guns are definitely mean. Them guns that he's born with is definitely bigger than the average Viper. Now, one issue I do have is they didn't give us anywhere to put this on the body as far as storage, and I don't see how they missed that, but again, it is what it is. I know most of the time it'll be in the gun, but the gun is right there, so you know, you can't have that just sticking out like that. It just looks weird. But anyway, it's just a little nitpick for me. I looked at his backpack to double check, and yeah, there was no place for him to put it. I think that's a missed opportunity, but again, not a big. Now, these two were my stand-ins for the Renegades for a long time, and you know, again, Taurus and Red Dog are coming, so anxious to complete that. But it's good to have Mercer to kind of get me a couple steps closer. And again, these are my fillers, and they are a little bit bigger than him, but it's not that big a deal to me. They're going to continue to be my Taurus and Red Dog until we actually get them in. Now, this is a head swap, and the body is off the old, well, not the old, but the classified gung-ho body, the first one that came out. So this body is a little bit bigger, and I was thinking that Mercer would be along this size or slightly bigger, but at least this size I thought he was going to be. But you know, it's just something that you have to work with, fam. And this body is off the Luke Cage Netflix show, different vests and whatnot, and the head is the Nick Fury from when before he became the director, and a headband thrown on there, fam. And he's a little bit bigger in girth and in height, but it is what it is, fam. These guys, again, like I said, they're gonna still continue to be my Renegades until I get the actual Renegades in. Okay, so my final thoughts on this 2-pack. Slaughter and Mercer are great. You're definitely going to get Mercer anyway, because I know a lot of people want to complete the Renegades. It's a no question. A lot of people felt that this is the group that should have been done instead of the Marauders. I kind of agree with that. I rather would have had the Renegades over the Marauders, but it is what it is. People like what they like. But tell me what you think, fam. Are these two a pass? Are they a grab? Do you like Mercer? Do you like Slaughter? Do you think Slaughter was too big? Do you think Mercer is too small? Do you think that they should have made sure that all of the weapons could have been able to fit onto his body? Or do you think It's okay. It's not that big a deal. Let your boy know. And like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out, baby. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Yo, Joe, Cobra, Cold